I thank the gentleman, and I just rise to caution my colleagues about this false dilemma of security versus freedom, about supporting and defending our Constitution against all enemies of foreign or domestic, by abridging the rights and freedoms protected by our Constitution. I want to applaud, frankly, the behind-the-scenes folks on the committees that worked hard to make this bill better than the status quo. And many of my colleagues will look at this, and frankly, that's been the argument by the ranking member and the chairman, that this bill really isn't that good of a bill, that it's really not what we should do, but it's better than the status quo. And too often that's what happens here. And I think that might leave people with the false perception that we couldn't do better. But the reality is there's bipartisan agreement, bicameral agreement on safeguarding Americans' Private Records Act. The bill that the committee was going to move forward with was pulled. The committee process didn't take place because there was a bipartisan coalition of conservatives and progressives that had a plan to amend the bill. It may, in fact, have been a completely different bill. We also didn't we didn't take it through committee. We also didn't allow any amendments. So numerous good amendments weren't even able to be considered. Amendments like the Confess Your Transgressions Amendment that would say that of all these agencies that report, the Director of National Intelligence would say, what has been done to discipline people that access these records in violation of statute? My colleague, Mr. Biggs, highlighted the real problem. There's one standard for everyday Americans and a different one for the powerful and connected. Our Justice Department needs to hold someone accountable, whether it's in my district, in a Republican district, or one of my colleagues' district in a Democrat district. We get the same question. When is someone going to jail? We need to know that the law is being followed and that Lady Justice does have a blindfold on, that there is one standard. This falls far short of that, and it's not the standard that should be used against American citizens. Therefore, it's not the standard that should be used to secure our country. I yield.